Bam! What is up with the squad? It's your favorite auntie with Uncle Tennessee in the building. Y'all know what it is. Got Mr. Shake My Hand, RobDaManMedia in the building. What's up, Rob?
Man, what's happening? Man, it's been a couple days since I've been on the platform. Been traveling, a whole bunch of stuff. But hey, man, we here, man. We gotta knock out this show, man. We got the work. The work don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Traveling, but the work don't stop.
Absolutely don't stop. So last time we was talking ACC. We talked the ACC bottom nine. We got to talk the ACC top nine and get your opinion on them.
Mm-hmm.
So when we jumping into this thing, let me give y'all a reminder kind of what took place last year. So I think Duke was the deepest run they had. Duke was the deepest run that they had. NC State with the crown. Let me get into the previews of these teams here. So, what's your overall thoughts and expectations on the ACC coming into the season? Rob, what you thinking about them this year?
There's a million gazillion teams in the league. Let's start there. But overall, like healthiness of the league, I gotta put it to like a 5 out of 10 to like a 50%. Because it can be slanted either way. Like it could be like a really, really good league, or it could be a really, really like mediocre league. Because the upper echelon teams, they can separate themselves, and then you have like a middle pack, and then you have a low end. So in reality, like I look at it like out of these 18 teams, in reality, I'm only really giving like 6 teams, a quarter of that to really like be trying to do something. Everybody else is just in the way.
Okay. So it's probably just these teams at the upper echelon, right? Anthony was good. Jackie was happening. The ones that we got at the top, we got Duke, we got North Carolina State, we got Notre Dame, we got North Carolina, we got Louisville, Cal, UVA, Stanford, SMU.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm excited about the top half of this conference because I mean, I don't hold y'all up. I'm a big Hannah all go Hannah Doggo. I'm a Hannah Doggo fan. Y'all know how I feel about Louisville. Louisville first, Cardinals forever. So you got Tajiana down there. You still got McKinley down there. USC, you got what's her name? Rena. Is her name Rena over there? She was up and down. So I want to see what she does, what she does down there. But you know, we got Lulu at Cal, and Cal was surprising for me last year. Cal came out of nowhere for me, and then was in the tourney. You got Nunu and the group over there at Stanford. Dude, okay, we'll see what your defense looks like. And then you got Adia Barnes down there at SMU, and I got to pay attention to see Sanaya Jai's down there. Like third year Sanaya Jai there, they're building up. What do you do? The crazy part about the ACC is that it could be a whole lot of good basketball between these teams,
Mm-hmm.
and they may not make a whole lot of noise in the tourney, depending on who comes out of this conference. So, but let's get into it. I know you got some specifics on the team, so let's break them down. Let's break it down. Let's start.
Who you want to start with?
Here, let me see. Let's start with NC State. So
You want to start with the head? You want to start with the head? The people that actually won the title?
yeah, I think they pop up here first. So let's talk. Let's start with them. So they was the ACC. I believe they won the tourney title. They was season runner up, I believe. And then I think they got to the Sweet 16 with the number 2 seed. I believe Y'all correct me in the chat if I'm on. Third World Report, what's up? What do they do this year?
I mean, so here's the thing with them, right? They lost a couple of WNBA guards. Call it what it is, call it what you want, right? What them guards are doing in the league versus what they were doing at NC State, it's like a night and day difference. So, they obviously doing something right down there, right? I think they brought in a good freshman class. I got my eyes on this guard from Arizona named Destiny, number 7. By the end of the year, you gonna know her name. She's gonna be an impact player for them. She's gonna be the one that put the ball in her hand, and she's 5'10". Got a little size on her. They got Pierre, right, which is a late addition on the team, but they needed somebody at that 4 spot, right? Because they had centers, that wasn't an issue, but they didn't have no versatility at that 4 spot. So now that you bring some versatility at that 4 spot, you're not forced to play 2 centers on the floor if you don't want to, and you got a little bit more versatility. But it's gonna start to end with the guards with them. You still got Zaza there, so they got some people in there that's gonna cause some trouble, and you got to better guard them. At the end of the day, you got to better guard, and if you can't guard them off the bounce, you're in for a long night.
Got to guard them off the bounce. So you say that the Pierre pickup is a good pickup for them at the end of the year. It's a late pickup.
Yeah.
You didn't necessarily say good pickup or not, late pickup. So what I want to know is like late pickup at this time of year that she came in. Do you run the risk of messing up any type of chemistry that you already had building with the players that were there? Is it
too
a
much
possibility
time.
to coming in too late? Okay.
Too much time. It's too much time between now, the start of the season, official practice, things like that. What I like about them is they got a 3-headed monster at the guard spot, right? When you talk about Zam, you talk about Zoe, and then Destiny is coming in. And Destiny's left-handed. So she's already going to cause trouble just because she's left-handed, and a lot of people don't understand how to guard left-handed players. So from what they lost to what they're returning, and what they added on, they're actually going to be more versatile this year than it was last year. Now, can they improve defensively? That's going to be, can they take that next step? So that's what we got to see with this NC State. I never worry about can they score because their coach is going to always put them in a dribble drop offense. He's always going to have good dominant guards they can get downhill. Now can Westmore, fix the defensive end and they improve there, because that's what's going to help them win games at the end.
Okay. How much confidence you got in Westmore?
On a scale of 10, I'll say 7, because he's gonna always have his team ready at the end. So it's a borderline 7. I'm gonna say 7.5, 7.5, close to 8. Because we're just talking about ACC. We're not talking about national wise. National wise, it'll probably be more of a 6.5, 7. Before the ACC, I'm gonna give him a bump at the ACC level, because he's gonna always have his team at the end ready to go in the ACC when that means the most. When it means the most, his teams be ready to go.
Hey, I gotta give him that. I can't argue that. When it's time for his team to go, he's ready to go. But the other thing, I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't give Wes a whole lot of respect. I didn't give him a whole lot of respect coming into the season, right? And part of that is just like, yo, who are you? Are you really doing the development? Are you really doing the work? But then I'm looking at like how Sanaya Rivers and Isaiah James show up in the WNBA, and it's like, okay, it's something going on down there.
Yeah.
How much of their presence in the WNBA is about West right now?
I mean, he's got to get some credit at the end of the day, because them players spend multiple years in his program. Regardless of the fact how you want to slice it and dice it, they spend multiple years there. And so anytime you spend multiple years in a program, I mean, you got to give them some credit where credit's due. Now, could we see more from those players at NC State? And could have been a connection problem between that? That's a different argument, right? But the ability to make sure that his team is ready to go, I think you You gotta give credit where credit's due.
All right. Mondo was good. Who is the leader at NC State?
That'll be Zoe. Zoe is Zoe junior
Zoe.
year. Yeah, it's Zoe junior year.
Zam's still growing.
Zam is her sophomore year. Like they actually got like this is great. The great thing about them, they actually got a guard for each class. So when Zoe goes, then it goes to Zam. Then from Zam it goes to Destiny. Like they keep a trend of he's making sure that he's got a guard to replace whoever the guard leadership is. Right. His team is always built on leadership from the guard spot over the bigs. That's just who that's who the coach is. That's his philosophy. That's what he stand by. And he has a philosophy of that he's looking for guards that between that from 5'8" to 5'11". That's what he wants his guards to be. And year in, year out, he gets those guards. You can say what you want, but that's he has a pattern. He stays with that pattern. He looks for and the guards that he looks for is guards that can get it done off the dribble. Right? Can you get to your move off the dribble? Can you break somebody down? Can you make the game easier? That's the type of guards he looks for. So for me, on the radar next year, I would not be surprised if you see like a Kiyomi if things go great at Penn State if she doesn't end up at like a place like NC State.
Oh, really?
It's a guard place. It's a guard you place. That's what it is.
You like Kiyomi with Zoe and Zam?
Yeah, Zoe, Zam, and Destiny. Yeah.
No. With Kiyomi, you like Kiyomi there? You would like to add Kiyomi to that mix?
I think them four guards would get they can deliver.
Okay.
Because she fits the type of guards that Westmore wants. That he looks for. The type of games that he looks for, that's the type of game that Kiyomi has.
Okay. I'm asking. So Mondo is saying, what's their ceiling?
For me, I got them ceiling as Elite 8, possibly Final 4, depending on matchups. But my ceiling for them is Elite 8. My floor is Sweet 16.
So they at least back to where they're at.
I'm gonna say my floor. Sorry, my floor is second round. My ceiling would be Elite 8, possible Final 4.
Can they win the ACC?
Can they win the ACC? I got them as one of the two teams to win the ACC.
Regular season or tournament or both?
Both.
Next up. Let's get right to it. Hannah Doggo and Neil Ivy, Notre Dame. 28-6, first. Hannah Hidalgo, ACC Player of the Year, true superstar. Them bottom fell out that thing, man. I ain't gonna hold you, Rob. Bottom really fell out this thing to me. I said it at the end of last season. I said it all last season. Last season was the season I felt like, yo, this is when they set up the most for Hannah to get it done. Yeah, they didn't deliver. They didn't deliver for Hannah. It got to a point where I just felt like Hannah felt like she was being asked to do a whole lot all by herself. They had 4 key losses. They lost in 2s. They had 5 newcomers. Olivia Miles gone, Kate Koval gone, Kylie Watson gone. Rob, where did they go? What do they do?
Man, they ain't I ain't gonna hold you. There's no damn team in the world of trouble because she's just betting on this season. If you go look at
how does she build a new identity though around her doggo?
I don't know particularly that you can.
Oh gosh, I can't wait to hear this. What's they ceiling?
This is the one team that I truly don't know what their ceiling is.
Mm.
And I'm saying, I don't. This is the one team that I'm just like I got a lot of question marks about, but I also have to, I had to give them a little respect because the head coach, Hannah, they've been there. They understand what it takes, but at the same time, they got a bunch of no-name players, right, that you don't really know about. The only person that you probably pull up the website if you used to look at their roster is Hannah Hidalgo and Moore that came from Vandy. They're probably the only two people on that roster that you know. Outside of Proctor, because you've seen Proctor play number 8. Outside of that, you're probably gonna look at this roster and like, yo, who is this? Who are you? Right?
That's my favorite question. Who are you?
So with that being said, right, they have a lot of juniors and seniors on this roster. They got 2 sophomores and 1 freshman. So you tell me what kind of direction they looking to go.
If you handle a doggo, why do you stay there? Because that sounds like a rebuild, not like a re-up, not like a level up. Like, okay, we had Nosegate the first year. We had a roster issue last year. And you it's your 3rd year now. It's your 3rd year with the least amount of talent around you. Where are we going with this?
Yeah.
Will Hannah be in the conversation for National Player of the Year?
I think she will, just because she's gonna have to score a lot. Like, she's gonna have to put up 25, 30 points a game for them to probably be in most games. Unless you can get more to bring something to the table where she's averaging around 18. This roster is not a whole lot of familiarity players that you've seen on the basketball court that you can pull up film and be like, okay, I've seen that. I know what that looks like. You don't really got that on the roster. So familiarity, tape on players, and understanding who these players are, it's not really a lot of tape out there on this roster. So it's a big question mark. And so you got to ask yourself, man, what is the identity of what y'all trying to do? What are y'all trying to get accomplished?
Yeah, I'm looking at the roster. And I see Mondo saying he can't find it. I see it here. I see Kelly Radigan, Vanessa DeJesus, Hannah Hidalgo, Malaya Coles, Cassandra Prosper, Bella Tarani, KK Bransford. Is this accurate?
It's accurate.
Iana Moore. Oh yeah, Iana Moore, Gisela Sanchez, and Leah Marcy. That's what Leah Marcy. That's what I'm seeing.
It's very accurate. It's just tell me who you know that you've seen play basketball. That's seen them hoop.
Yeah, nah, I ain't familiar.
That's all I'm saying. It's just, hey man, tell me a name outside of 3 players on this. Who have you actually seen on the basketball court, right? They got a kid that's on the roster that's in class that's a senior, but on the basketball court that's a sophomore. So you mean to tell me that this person been at school 4 years and only played 2 years? The whole time she been there? Tell me about some tape. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you're getting the tape from.
Okay, Mondo's saying he's familiar with 4 of them. Let us know who. And then if they are losing a lot, 25 per ain't gonna matter.
Oh, Vanessa, because she came from Duke, so that's probably be the only other person I'll give you Vanessa, but she ain't really got no good tape out there. That like scares you, like, oh, you want to see her next to Hannah, like.
Okay, now One Love, you say you think NC State might finally get a chip? What chip? A national championship?
I don't think they got enough pieces. Yeah, I don't think they got enough pieces to get to win it all. But I think they do got enough pieces to possibly make it to the Final Four, depending on the bracket they land in. Yep.
To get the chip? Oh, ACC. Oh, okay. Hell no. ACC. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Whoa. What chip? What we seeing here?
Told you.
Chill, aka 85 Fly, working lurking was good.
So Mondo, you don't know more that went to Vandy? That was hooping with Blake's last year? You don't know more? I know you know who Moore is.
Mondo ain't thinking about Ayanna Moore right now.
Well, but just think about it. Out of everybody, only one person know. You know what I'm saying?
So that would be 5 that you know. The Jesus, Bransford, Doggo, Prosper, Moore from Vandy. That would be 5.
So that's 5. That's 5 players out the 11 players that's on the roster. Because they only got 11.
How many games are you gonna have to win in this conference to win the conference? 16, 17, 18, anybody in this conference going undefeated?
I don't think nobody's in conference going undefeated, but you're gonna have to win at least 15 because 18 teams. You're gonna have to win at least 15.
Okay. How many teams do you have getting out of this conference going to the big dance? Before we really talk about before we break down the next team, how many of these teams you got getting to the dance?
If I had to put my money on it, I got NC State, Duke, Louisville, Stanford, Cal. So that's 5. Notre Dame, SMU, so probably 8.
Yeah, and Michelle, they didn't get Ayanna. NC State got Pierre. NC State got Pierre, and then Notre Dame got Ayanna Moore. They didn't get them both. I don't know. Yeah. I'm saying that right? Like, yeah. Pierre is at NC State. Moore is at Notre Dame.
Yep. You saying it right.
Okay, you say 4 of them. Duke and NC State should battle for the conference title.
Only four of them going to the NCAA tournament? Bro, y'all sleeping.
68 of them got to go. 68 of them got to go.
Yeah, but I can see 8 of them teams easy making it in.
Rob, I'm saying, but here's the thing. You probably gonna get maybe 10 out the SEC. Maybe you get 10 out the Big Ten. That's 20.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to come up with 48 more teams, y'all. More than 4 teams going. NC State going, Notre Dame going, Duke going, North Carolina going, Louisville going, Cal probably going to go, Stanford probably going to go. They're going to send 7, 8 teams to that thing, man.
Yeah.
Now, how far they go in the dance?
That's a different story. Yeah, that's a different question.
Tell me which one of these teams ain't going to make it before. And I ain't trying to pick on nobody, but like, who do we play? The Blue Hose. Which one of these teams ain't gonna make the dance before the Blue Hose? Come on, y'all, come on.
Not the Blue Hose.
Ain't nothing like the Presbyterian Blue Hose. We love them around here, don't we? Hey, nothing like the Blue Hose. No, she's not at Duke. So yeah, Ayanna Moore is at Notre Dame, and Camille Pierre went to NC State. The better question is who making it this year that didn't make it, or vice versa. Yeah, lots of repeats. I don't know. Who do y'all think sneaks in there? What do I think about Sanaya John Lincoln back up with the Arizona coach? I think, where the hell else was she going? That's what I think. Like, where else was she going? Like, I was concerned that she wasn't gonna get to go to SMU. Because when I'm looking at Sanaya, I don't know what the hell is going on at Arizona, but like she was playing, then she wasn't playing, then somebody said she was eating pretzels on the sideline. I don't know. Then she wasn't with the team, and she was sitting in the stands, and then she was back with the team. I'm glad that this kid this kid was taken to SMU. Because I was concerned. I don't know that there's enough tape out here for Sanaya Jada to go anywhere. Like this 3rd year, kid. This 3rd year. This is your 3rd year, and probably your best film is still probably at South Carolina. How do you motivate that type of kid? Or I don't know, Rob, if you know anything that's going on there, but I mean, this 3rd school in the 3rd year, you were dismissed from one program and then suspended or not with the team several times last season, and now we at SMU. I don't know, but I'm rooting for the kid. 1 second, Chad.
Let me see. I mean, she's at the end of the day, she gotta get it done. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say. The kid has talent. I don't question the talent piece of it. When you see situations like that, is a kid doing the stuff, the little things off the court, right? Are they taking care of their classwork? Are they studying, watching film? Are they practicing hard at practice? Are they putting the right stuff in their body and not doing extracurricular stuff outside of basketball? When you check the hydration levels of, is this kid actually, taking their vitamins and being hydrated to put back into the team? Like, I think a lot of times when y'all see kids don't play or kids keep transferring, the kids just ain't figured out the discipline, the discipline stuff, right? They might have all the talent in the world, but they just can't figure out that, hey, you're gonna be held accountable. Hey, there's a discipline that comes behind this.
Now,
And that's the part that you have to be mindful about. And I think a lot of people that goes over that people head.
I will say that, and I don't know if it happened last season or the season before. I think when we were talking about specifically like Ja, there was a pattern or there was a timing. There's a specific time of the year, and I don't know if that was around like the loss of her father. I remember y'all talking about that in the chat. So I don't know if there's like just some grief and figure, working through those things with that young person. But when I see you go from like a supportive type school like a South Carolina further and further away, I'm just concerned, are you getting the total support you need to be the very, 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 very best person you can be? So root for that kid, but not understanding for where she's supposed to be. Like, she's supposed to be like the starting wing right now, but for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Like, she's supposed to be that wing out there. So to see her now at SMU trying to figure out, one more restart, is like, yo, what the heck?
But I mean, I wouldn't say it's a restart because she is going. She did follow her previous coach. So in reality, she's only played for 2 head coaches. And so the difference, right, when you're talking about like a drip to the coach at SMU, which was the former coach of Arizona, is that the way they coach is complete difference. It's a complete opposite, right? Drip is gonna hold you more accountable, discipline, structure, everything like this. This coach could be more laid back, more free to let you do things, let you rock out like you feel like you're still in high school. So there's different layers of coaching, and some players they're not built for the discipline. As much as like, hey, it's South Carolina, it's the program, it's a winning, you know what you're getting into. Some people can't handle the pressure of the lights and the glitz and the glamours that come with it. And so stepping into a different light might be the best thing for her because it's no pressure on her. If she doesn't perform, nobody's looking down her throat like, man, why are you not performing? Why are you not doing this? And it's not saying that it's coming from the South Carolina people, but it's not the people that don't want to see South Carolina successful. You know what I'm saying? And what you seeing on social media, things like that. So that could push a kid from a real program just off the simple fact that you're not living up to what your recruiting built was, what we brought you in here to do. And that puts pressure on kids because it's real life pressure on these kids, in a sense. So you have to look at those. But I don't blame her for going to SMU because you went from a program not having money to a program with oil money. So the checks probably hit a little different. The cash up hit ding a little different.
Yeah, do. And then, you do. And then you got some stuff you like to do. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm looking in the camera when I tell you this. Texas ain't Arizona. Okay? Them signs when you running that thing and say don't mess with Texas. Don't mess with Texas. You hear me? Okay. If you know, you know.
All right, listen, the work just a little bit different out there in Texas now.
Hey, okay. I'm telling you now. I said what I said. Arizona, them laws hit different.
Hey, listen now, and it's a big difference because you went from like a small city to a big city because they in Dallas. So SMU in Dallas. So you done went from a small city to a big city. So you get in that big city life, you get to do this, that, the third. It hit different now.
Definitely hits different. Let's see. Florida State not making it. Can't remember if Georgia Tech was in or not.
Georgia Tech's on that thin line. They're like in between of making it, not making it.
Maybe Stanford has a bounce back this season.
Listen, I'm telling you right now.
Be there.
If you sleep on Stanford this year, they're gonna smoke a lot of schools. They're the team that everybody then forgot about, and they finna come back and show you that they still Stanford.
So I'm gonna say this too. You tell me what you think. If Sakima Walker is healthy, Sakima Walker can be a dominating big in the ACC. Tell me what other size they got like her size. Like if Sakima is back to anywhere near where she was at coming out of junior college. Like, if she's healthy, if that kid's healthy, I don't know that I see a whole lot of other bigs.
I'll say they got bigs across the ACC. Now, are they consistent? That's a different other story. But they got
Now, when I'm
bigs.
thinking about, okay, I'm like, okay, I look at NC State. That's Triger.
Yeah.
Team versus Triger. Okay, I take.
I mean, NC State got a couple. They got like 3 or 4 like 6'4" to 6'6" bigs. So I don't know what you want out of a big in the ACC. That's the thing about it. Because I'm looking at the conference. What do you really want out of a big that's in it? What is like what the numbers, what production, what are you really looking for out of that, right? Because if I go to Duke, I'm looking at Robertson, that's a redshirt freshman coming into her quote unquote freshman year, a 6'4" center that I feel like she was very talented, and Duke just didn't use her last year. They just redshirted her. So I'm really ready to see what she can do. Mm-hmm. So from the standpoint is, I think there were some players that didn't play last year. They got some real good upside that you didn't see in the ACC and that you will see this year. For some odd reason, they didn't play last year, but I think that there's some major upsides in some places that got some hidden gems. Now, I do think that Cal could be the sleeper team of the ACC. That like they could finish top 4 in the ACC easy.
Oh, Sherman not playing. Sherman not playing. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think this Duke team gonna be as good as a lot of people think they're gonna be, though.
Mm-hmm.
Me being honest.
Yeah, I didn't think Duke used Fournier like I thought they would have. What do you think about Fournier having a breakout year, a big year for Duke this year?
She should, but I think she needs to go play the 3 instead of her playing the 4. Okay. Because I just think her game is so versatile that her playing the 3, they're gonna be in more mismatch situations where like you're switching guards onto her instead of bigs onto her, instead of leaving her at the 4 and trying to tell her, hey, go get it done. Like, man, go put her at the 3 where she's supposed to be at. Allow her to create off the dribble, post up, mid-post action. Like, there's so much things you can do with her that a lot of people don't see. But I don't think Duke is as good as people think that they are. I don't see a way that Duke gets to the Final Four.
I told you.
I don't think they have the guard. I don't think they have the guard play, right? Because in March you're gonna need the guard play. Now, are they gonna be able to defend? Oh, they're gonna be able to defend at a high level. I ain't gonna never count that them coaching defense. I give you that 1,000%. But when it comes to offense and understanding how to get easy buckets, that's where they're gonna struggle at.
So I think they bet on Jordan and they bet on Fournier, and they let Alucia Conway get away, and that was the X factor. That's gonna be the reason that they don't move past where they were at last year, or maybe not even get back to that. I think Alucia was way more important to Duke than people are giving her credit for.
Well, she's bet on them freshman guards. That's what that is.
So, okay. Well, you can. Did you see the speed and athleticism of Alucia last year? See, bird in the hand were more than 2 in the bush.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see what they do.
Yeah, she's betting on them. She's betting on incoming freshmen. That's all that is.
And when it going to get tough, are you gonna put their freshmen on the floor?
Yeah. That's
the thing. I'm looking at you could put a lot of these freshmen and stuff on the floor, and then even with the big freshmen that you put out there, Cal is bringing in a super senior center with a national championship and a championship at every level that you could play in basketball at. Sakima Walker needs to come into the ACC and dominate if she's healthy. Otherwise, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, what are we doing? We talked about Duke. We can go into North Carolina. I see y'all asking, what do we think about Kate committing to North Carolina? She won't be there. What do you think about Kate?
Finish what you was gonna say. What you say?
She won't be here. She won't be here right now. I don't know that she stayed there. Listen, my thing with Kate, I wanted Kate at South Carolina. I ain't gonna hold you. I think that she can make North Carolina. I think she can restore some of the mystique to their program, because nobody's really talked about North Carolina in a while. I mean, like, consistently, but I don't know that she stays in the ACC, and I don't know that she stays at North Carolina. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Because who's coming to play with her? But go ahead.
That's a real question. Who's going to play with her? Like, um, they better hope that Booker delivers the goods this year. You know what I'm saying? The incoming freshman guard. Because that's the only hope that you gotta realize. It's weird seeing a lot of people wearing number 7. It's not a
Do
number
you
that you.
think these freshmen can come in here and dominate?
Some of them can.
Okay.
Come on, I see. Here's the thing: it's not like the old days where like freshmen couldn't come and you got to go in there and learn. Some of these freshmen are just goddamn better than what you got on the roster. This is what it is. And
Sure.
then, and if you're even with a player, you know my motto: if you even with a player, I might well play the younger person because I got more time with that person than you. You have already plateaued out. It's what it is.
Before we go, do you see Ashlyn Jackson's game taking a step up and taking pressure off Fournier?
Yeah, but I think Robinson. She didn't play last year. I think that's gonna be the person that's gonna take the pressure off of Fournier. She's 6'4". They didn't utilize her. I think Fournier's going to end up playing the 3 this year. Y'all gonna see her use her differently. How they should have used her freshman year, they're gonna use her differently in her sophomore year. So that's the answer to that question.
Not keep stealing. I know we're talking ACC, but I want y'all opinion on Fever acquisition. Do we get a facilitator or a second Kelsey Mitchell?
You can answer that question, Cess. You got that one. That's all you.
And what? Are you talking about?
Odyssey Sims.
Man, we talked about that already. It doesn't. Odyssey Sims doesn't move the needle for me. Like I told y'all, when Odyssey Sims is locked into a contract where she's on the team, she moves like she's trying to make the team better. When Odyssey Sims is in a situation where she's trying to keep the lights on, she moves like she's trying to keep Odyssey's lights on. And so you seen it all last season when she was with the Sparks. You'll see Rakia cooking in the beginning of the game that Odyssey would call her own number. Odyssey goes off script sometimes. It calls her own number. That could really shake up what Indiana has going on there. I understand they needed a point guard, but I don't know that Odyssey Sims would have been the first one that I would have just jumped on. But Rob, you may have a different opinion.
No, I'm good. I don't have nothing to say about it. I don't
You
got
say
nothing. I don't got nothing to say about it. Hey, listen,
I do think that I will say this, Rob. I don't mean to cut you off. I'll let you go after this. I do think that them going to get Odyssey Sims mean that CC ain't getting up off the bench no time soon. She progressing but ain't practicing. So y'all can take that how you want to. That's why I definitely think it mean that. I definitely think it mean that CC ain't getting up off that bench no time soon. You said you would have liked Sundell.
Ain't nobody employing her this year. All right, I'm just gonna be honest. Ain't nobody gonna employ her to out there. She played, Sunday until after she plays in Australia, because that's what she headed.
So I mean, that's as honest as I can be about it. I don't, unless you want to add something to it.
The best way I could tell you is, hey man, just wait till after the first game. I give my opinion.
That should be today. We finna find out today. 6'2" guard, dang. It's a lot of it's some talented players that aren't in the league right now.
Yeah.
As expansion and everything takes place,
a lot.
Come back around.
Well, here's the thing: a lot of these guards is not in the league. They'll have the opportunity next year. The ones that went to training camp and they had a great performance during the spring, the preseason, that was hooping. They gonna get the opportunity next season. I promise you that they gonna get the opportunity next season. But you also got to understand, there are some veterans that's out there that should be in the league that ain't got an opportunity, that's getting blackballed, that these new expansion franchises gonna give opportunity to. So they think about it like this: like Tina Charles has sat out a year and came back and got and found and still doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? She found a way to find a job. So with that being said, there's gonna be some veterans that's gonna find some jobs next year that you didn't forgot about, because it's only a limited amount of teams. It's only a limited amount of space, of roster spots. So now with these 2 added teams, hopefully they go to 15-man rosters, 15 women. They better be in the lab. See, here's the thing, Mondo. I don't even think it's necessarily have to be in the lab, because most of the people that's auditioning to get back into the W is going to be playing overseas. They're going to be playing in Australia. So, and then there's some WNBA girls that's already signed some contracts to play in Australia. I know Fagan, she's going to Australia after the season over with. So there are some people that's going to be in some situations where they're already playing with WNBA talent. So you got to see them because they're on the team. So think about the teams that's got heavily overseas players. They're going to be watching those games. So Phoenix Suns going to be watching those games. I could bet Connecticut going to be watching those games. You got a Toronto team. So you know Toronto going to be looking for some overseas players because how many Americans want to go play up in Toronto? So they're definitely going to be looking for some overseas players. So a lot of these people that's overseas are going to get an opportunity to come in and play. And guarantee one thing for sure, when it gets to the preseason, everybody coming to training camp, everybody's going to have 21, 22 people at training camp fighting for probably between 12 to 15 spots. That's just what it is. But we can move on, Cess.
So you think that international players are thinking about coming over next season, and they're not thinking about, hey, let me make sure I got a job over here in my home country in case they're on the in case they do go on strike?
I mean, that's going to be built into the contract. That's why you don't worry about that piece of it, because there's going to be a situation where some language is going to get added to the contract. Hey, if you guys go on a strike, I'm going back overseas and play. That's going to be built into the language because it's just like how when you're an American player, you go over there, and if somebody calls, a WNBA team calls, they put your contract on hold, or you get a certain percentage, or this, that, and the third. Like, there's obligations and languages they can get put into a contract for you to understand that, hey, if a better opportunity or opportunity that you're really looking for comes available, that you're going to take that. So that's easy to put language into the contract.
All right, so who we got up next? They better be in the lab, bro. Okay. Who we got next?
We got Cal, Stanford. Any one of those two teams you want to go with? Let's see, because we hit NC State, we hit Duke. We haven't touched upon Louisville, so we hit NC State, we hit Duke, we hit Notre Dame.
So yeah, Louisville. Season of streaks, man, 22-11, finished fourth, round of 32, number 7 seed. What bad for me? It was a young team. It was a weird team. They were young and old, nothing in between. Curry sticks around another season. Maybe they look different. That 3-ball was something else. Not a lot of size. You know what I'm saying? Had a lot of heart, but not a lot of size. You know what I mean? Even in the middle, that was all heart right there. No, not a lot of size. So I don't know where So I got a Detroit kid down there. We got Anaya Hardy down there. Lots of bounce, lots of length, rim protector. But pure freshman. Didn't get a lot. Didn't get on the floor a whole lot last year. So I want to see if she gets on the floor this year. But where you got them finishing? I still got them being a surprise. Louisville again. They were so streaky. They won games they shouldn't have. Well, lost games they shouldn't have. What do you think?
And guess what? They're gonna be streaky again this year. Like they were streaky last year. They're gonna be like, the thing about it is that they got like guard play. They got that. It's just they got too many. They got too many guards, and so you really don't have nobody that can blossom into a role and really show anything effectively because you're trying to play all these guards. And when you build a roster with 12 to 15 kids, and you got 8 to 10 guards, 3 to 4 bigs, the bigs ain't never worried about the situation because they know they're gonna play because you ain't got no choice but to play them. But when you got all these guards and you're telling them that they're gonna play all these minutes, what are we doing? And then when you look at who you brought in, in the freshman class, you lose a guard and bring a guard, right? Instead of continue to build it at the wing spot. Now they did go get 2 freshman wings with what they needed, right? Because that was the area where they was hurting at. It wasn't that they couldn't guard anybody; it's that they couldn't stop anybody on the wings. So if they are able to defend at a high level, which at times that's where young knucklehead mistakes. They didn't care. They start treating it like AAU basketball, right? Hey, listen, we gonna let you score, and we're gonna try to get out the rim as fast as possible and try to score. And it came with a lot of mistakes. It came with a lot of errors, mental mistakes, simple key mistakes and key moments because they didn't know what to do. So, that is the process of playing with a lot of young kids is that those are the things that's gonna happen. And sometimes you have to understand that, there's possessions in basketball and time score situation matters. A lot of these kids never had to play where it's time situation score matters. Even in a AU setting, it was about, man, just get it out and go. We ain't worry about time situation scores. We ain't really so when you don't have a lot of winning players that's been there in those situations where, every position matters and they understand that every position matters, these are the results that you get. So you just hope that they learn from it, they took it on the chin, and they understand that hey, it's gonna be a different fight this year.
Rank the Louisville coach as a defensive coach.
Far as
Like, does he coach defense? Is he good? Is this? I'm trying to think of a Louisville team that was like, boy, their defense really get after it. And I'm a defensive person, so I think for them to be successful, they're gonna have to be able to really, really, really defend. And I just don't know if he's a defensive-minded type of coach.
He's an offensive-minded coach, but his assistants got to be great at teaching schemes, schematics, defensively, right? You don't have to be a defensive-minded coach as a head coach, but you got to damn sure employ somebody that understands it. I think he has the people on his coaching staff as far as assistant coaches go to make it happen. Now, is he going to listen to them, allow them to be great assistant coaches? That's a whole different other story.
There are not many coaches who really focus on defense. Y'all with or miss with AAU ball? Are we with AAU ball over
Yeah.
here?
I coach AAU basketball, so I coach. Yeah. I'm too familiar the ins and outs of AU basketball. But it's a lost art when you talk about teaching principles defensively. Man, listen, if you was to go, this is just a real question. If you was to go to an AU event and you start asking kids, hey, can you point to the wing? Where's the nail of the floor? Where's the low block? You'll be amazed at how many kids just don't know simple terminology. And they're learning this as they go to a college to go play collegiately. And so just imagine now not having to really call out sets or come up with a name and not understand what the terminology is, and then going into a program where they're saying terminology and you're lost in the sauce and your head is spinning. You wonder why you're not playing because you can't understand the simple terminology of basketball. Mondo, it's a lot of programs that just pick and roll, playoff pick and roll, 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 pick and roll. Until like there you can't run pick and roll no more. And you all understand this. Is you can do so many different schemes out of pick and roll of icing the ball, hedging, high hedging, playing off. Like, it's so many different covers you could do, but it's not really being taught. It's just, man, play pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? And you figure it out. So there's levels to AU programs of people that's educating, and there's a lot of programs that's not educating. They just out there roll the ball out and let's go hoop. How many games can we play this year?
So the difference in the AAU programs?
I'm not gonna say it's a difference in AU programs. There's a disconnect between AU programs and high school programs. Because at some point the high school programs gotta take some accountability. But here's what I always say about high school programs. Most of the high school programs are especially basketball programs are being led by teachers they're just looking for extra stipend, not actual people that just want to coach basketball. They just took the job because it's an extra stipend, and they ain't really got nothing else to do in life. So when you actually got pure basketball coaches that don't coach into or don't do nothing else in the school but coach, those tend to be the more better programs at the high school level. When you got teachers that teach and try to coach, those programs tend to more than likely they're not very successful because they don't really have the time to sit down and watch film, understand concepts, understand things like that. So it's a disconnect on both sides of the party. So high school coaches expect to send them to an AU coach to get them better. The AU coach says, "Hey, you have more time with them." Think about it. AU coach has them 1 or 2 times for practice, and the rest is game time. And the rest is games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, a high school coach, they got them Monday through Saturday. Oh, they don't got them on Sunday because it's a rule that you can't have them on Sunday. So, what are you doing during that time? So, yeah. I coach at Mondo. I coach at private schools, public schools. You can do a lot more things with private schools, but guess what? With private schools, those coaches, they don't really teach in the school. They're like, I'm just being honest, because I didn't teach in the school. Like I told every school that I coached at, I told them I don't want to teach in school. I just don't. I don't want to be around kids that long and have to get to practice because I'm already wore out mentally. I rather go work, come there, and it's a different environment. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in the same environment for 12 hours. That's just not me. I ain't trying to do it. So everywhere I've been, I understand it. So I've seen it from both sides of the rim of coaches that teach inside the school, because it's a different job. It's a different layer of like you teaching inside the school, because now if something happened to your players, now they got to call you. They got to do this. They got to stop what you're doing, and you got to deal with that. Versus, hey, listen, you could discipline your player, practice, do what you got to do, teach them a lesson and learn more things. So it's a difference. But there's also this notion of there's high school coaches that don't want kids to play for AU programs because they feel like it's ruining the game. And it's like, well, how can you say it's ruining the game when you ain't trying to put in and teach nothing? So I can go all day about high school versus AU all day long. So there's a lot of things that's going on that a lot of people don't realize. Private schools will always have advantage over public schools. Like, I'm just gonna keep it up.
We could do a whole show on that.
Yeah, we could do a whole show on that. Like, man, private schools gonna always have advantage over public schools because guess what? A private school ain't gonna trip about when you go to practice, how long you practice. They ain't gonna be tripping about none of that. Like, if you want to host a practice in the morning and everybody agree upon they can come to practice, and you want to host one at nighttime or game field, and they ain't talking about that. If you do that to a public school, well, we got to see if we got time to rent the gym out, or if the gym's available. There's so many hoops and loops to go through at a public school than as a private school. Man, it's a night-day difference. Because you really know about a public school in the summertime, because they ain't trying to rent out a gym to nobody. Well, we got to wax the floor, and we going to have to do this to the floor. Like, man, stop it. Like, that ain't going to take that long.
It sure ain't.
I got a kid that went there, Armando. She graduated for 2 years ago that I coached at AU. So I'm familiar with that high school. But yeah, we go.
So I mean, yeah, I want to make sure we get through all of the schools. I got the show coming up with Leo. Yep. Next up on the list, the surprise of the ACC, Cal. I think they made a splash. You know, they added 2 SEC transfers. They brought in Miracle Shepherd and they brought in Sakima Walker. I think that says that they want to get tougher. I'll let you break down what you think about Cal, but I also want to just know, after finishing 7th and then making that second round of the tourney, what is the next step? What is the next step for Sharma Smith's program? Like, what's that next step for them?
This is the year to go. I have to take the next step. Like, I don't. There's no more if in it. This is the year where you got to show and deliver the goods. This is the year, like, yo, you went out and got some, a couple transfers on the roster. You went out and recruited at a high level for the high school. So now it's about just being able to deliver deliver the goods. And so when you see that they lost 7 players, out of those 7 players that they lost, how much are them really a key factor to what they was going to do this upcoming season? So I don't really take that losing 7 players as much. Only one returning starter. But what I do see is that they got the possibility of really having a breakout season, and showing some people some different things. So that's what I do see.
So are they still a dark horse, and are they a contender to crack the top 5 for the ACC?
I'm putting them as a sleeper team more than a dark horse. I'm putting them as a sleeper team
Okay.
because I think a lot of people gonna have that snooze button on, and they gonna come there and smack them by 15. They gonna come there and smack them by 15 points, and it's gonna be something looking a little different. So that's my thing about them is that they have the success of well, it's one guard, right? I got my eyes on Puff Morris, which you already have up there, the 4-star McDonald's guard. I think this team is gonna end all be all with her. I like Walker coming there. I think that solidifies their center spot. And having somebody that's been or done that. But I also think that they not just Morris that they got, but they got another freshman that I'm gonna be looking out for. Number 3, Taylor Barnes, from Texas. I think that those are gonna be the 2 key pieces to this roster. Now they do got a Detroit kid. I know you like your Detroit, so they got a Detroit kid on the roster. So I think this is one of them years where they as long as they can guard and keep the ball in front of them, don't worry about the back end because you're gonna have block shots. You're gonna have everything behind you to cover up for any mistakes. Just can you guard the basketball, get out in transition, and go score baskets? That's gonna be the key to this team.
Should be fun to watch. You didn't talk about Lulu. Lulu Twidell is a hooper. I don't know if she, I don't know. I don't even know if Lulu has aspirations to play in the Dub. If not, I'm sure she can go back home to Australia and play. But I like the length and the toughness they put around her in the shoot. So Cal,
well, see, here's the thing: when you got Lulu and Puff in the backcourt, that's a great combination to start with.
So, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Cal, I can't even call them a sleeper no more because they were a sleeper last year to me. But like you said, I think a lot of people still probably won't have that box checked for them because they probably
see, they're a sleeper in my eyes because I don't think they're going to garner the national attention. I don't think that they're going to garner attention and buzz in ACC. So for me, a lot of people are going to sleep on them until they got to go up against them and understand, like, yo, it's different over here.
Oh yeah, and I think too. What's her name? Crimley. What's her name, y'all? She was a hell of a shooter. That they lost from last season. I think folks may be counting them out a little bit because they lost that shoot. But
no, I love the freshman class they brought in, and I think that freshman class is going to have a big impact on this season than a lot of people expect.
Oh, I agree. I'm not familiar enough with Sharman to know how deep she's gonna go on her bench and let them freshmen play. So, but definitely watching them. Virginia Tech, Virginia, University of Virginia. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
500K. That's why I call them 500K.
500K. I didn't do a whole lot of watching of the Cavaliers last year.
And they got that money over there, spending 500K, baby.
They spent the 500,000. They definitely have a pipeline into the WNBA. I definitely feel like this program will be a program that sends a lot of players to Toronto. Having an alum here that's married to a minority owner of the WNBA team. I mean, it just looks like a thin pipeline, maybe, that they building between Virginia and Toronto. So we'll find out. But they got active in the transfer portal. You know what I'm saying? 500K. Which of the additions, Rob, do you think is the most important for changing their fortune this season?
Man, they got overly active in the goddamn portal. So
They open up the checkbook, Rob. They open up that
yeah.
checkbook.
So what they basically just told you is they betting on this season. So this coach, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you got this season and this season to figure it out. And they got a black head coach.
Okay, and that's okay. So
They
Rob,
got a
that's what I'm
whole
saying.
black staff, I should say. A whole black staff. You know what I'm saying?
But this is what I'm saying. This is y'all season to do what? To do what? Be top 5 in the ACC? Like nobody is picking Virginia to go win nothing.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when you go out to the portal and you got everybody as a graduate senior or senior, like you got one freshman on the roster. Everybody else is juniors and seniors or graduates.
So what does this season have to look like for it to be a success for the coach to be able to hold on to the job?
They gotta win at least 22 games, 22 to 25 games.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, it has to be that way because the way y'all recruited. You got one freshman on the roster that can come back, right? You don't have any sophomores on the roster. I don't think they have any sophomores on the roster.
How do you manage this locker room? Who is the leader? How do you manage this locker room? Who becomes the leader here? Is it whoever steps up?
So on the entire roster, right? They got one freshman, 2 sophomores. Everybody else could be gone. This could be everybody last year. So how else do you take this in this situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, if Smith have a good year, she can go to the draft. You know, it's one of them situations because she's a redshirt junior, so she's eligible to go to the draft. She's old enough. So with that being said, like they gotta get to 22 to 25 games.
Mondo, other than Samaya Smith from LSU, I don't know who's the other big names on the roster.
Samaya Smith is the big name. That's why they went and wrote the checkbook the way they did. If I was to give you another person, it would be Paris Clark. She transferred from Arizona. That'll be the 2.
Okay.
Everybody else is like it's a wait and see. Now they do got this forward from NC State. I don't think she's gonna do anything with them.
Mondo said they ain't winning nothing. Don't do that, Mondo. Don't do that.
But here's what I will say. They got a kid on here that number 32. She's from Missouri, sophomore. I think this could be her breakout year. Brianna Hurt. I think this could be her breakout year that a lot of people don't know about. I remember seeing this kid. She had a good, solid freshman year. She scored in double figures in some games. She had a great game against Oklahoma where she scored 15 points that game. So if I'm looking for a breakout player and for a player that you want to watch out for that could have a monster year, is Brianna Hurd. I'm probably saying her name wrong, but number 32 for Virginia Tech. I think that's the person that, could have a breakout year for them. And she's possibly going to start at either 3 or 4, and then Smith will start the other spot. So Smith will probably start the 4. She'll probably start the 3 because she can handle the ball a little bit better than Smith. So if I had to put my money on somebody having a breakout year for them, it would be her, number 32.
Man, nobody got no hot topic on Crittenden, Rob. Rob, we ain't telling we don't. No. Blue Jays got some heat for the Huskies coming. How about that? Take that.
I would just tell you, man, just read between the lines. I mean, I think the answer's already out there. I know that it looks like something, but I'm gonna just tell you, just to make life easier, where the hell is her boyfriend at? Like, what university does he go to? Like, I'm gonna just make it that easy for you. Now, what I will say is, if Colorado messes up with her boyfriend and it don't go right, or he don't go to the draft and he gets in the transfer portal, all bets off. Because they're more than likely going to end up at the same school. That's what I can tell you. But if you seen her social media and you know who her boyfriend is.
Who you talking about? He said Crittenden and the Blue Jays. Who you talking about?
Oh, I thought he was talking about that's Bree last name, right? From Colorado. That's her last name, so that's why I was like,
you went to Bree. He went to the school. I'm like, wait,
yeah,
where we go? Yeah, okay, but
yeah,
yeah, that's a good hot take right there. That's a good hot take.
that's
It was off topic. It gave us a hot take.
yeah,
Y'all go look for that.
yeah, yeah. That's
Okay,
her. No, Mano, you talking about this? You talking about Bree, right? Who from the state of Colorado? It's like that's I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
I said Blue Jays. I thought Mondo thought I was talking about Creighton, and then
Oh,
he was like, huh? And he like, huh? How you know? Like he got lost on the conversation. That's why I'm like, hold on. I said Blue Jays. Maybe I threw him off. But yeah, y'all was both
yeah.
talking about Bree, but he didn't know about the boyfriend. He got lost on the boyfriend.
Yeah, she been at
Yeah,
her
yeah,
boyfriend. It's all on her.
yeah.
If you follow her Instagram, it's on her Instagram. They've been dating for a long while. And he's at Colorado right now. So yeah, that's pretty much the writing on the wall. I would say this is that Bree is trying to get somebody else to come with her to Colorado. So that might be the only chance that really somebody else has to recruit her to a different college is that her boyfriend goes to Colorado. But if they can't get nobody at Colorado to come play with her, that's where they're gonna run into a real issue.
Well, they better get better. They better get busy. Stanford. We kind of talked about them a little bit. It was the end of an era, but it didn't feel like the end of an era. They didn't fall all the way off the cliff. After Vanderbilt left, Nunu had a lot to do with that. I think I keep hearing Nunu got help coming in. Kate Pay didn't do that bad. 14-game losing streak. Yeah, that was rough. For SMU, hold on, I didn't mean to skip to them that fast, y'all. My bad. Um, so Stanford don't do a whole lot of action in the transfer portal. Is Kate Pay gonna have to change that?
I don't think they need to do anything really in that transfer portal
Okay.
because they've always developed their kids. Now they have a couple of one-offs, right? Where you see a Lauren Best transfer because she didn't get the quality minutes, but I mean, how the hell was she gonna play? She's sitting behind King Brents that's blocking every goddamn thing, and that's running a transition. So I don't like Stanford is one of them programs. They believe in development over taking transfer players. So yeah, I got a Colorado kid, which they normally constantly always recruit Colorado kids out there to Stanford. They're a hotbed for Colorado kids. So they do a lot of their recruiting, and they always attacking whoever. If it's a kid that's 6'3" and above, you can pretty much guarantee that Stanford's gonna be in the run if you live in Colorado and you got any type of decency about your game.
What's they ceiling this year?
They're on their like it's really a question mark. I'm gonna say that it's really a question mark. Their ceiling because it's going to be based upon how fast can their freshmen develop because they have talented freshmen. They brought in 5 of them, but their freshmen are so talented that they could come in and make a huge impact real fast. And so, depending on the growth of their freshmen throughout the season and how much weight they put on them, depends on how good or how bad the season could be. I think they got the right core out of the freshmen they need for them to be successful. So they could really make a real run into the Elite Eight. I'm gonna say this: they can make a great run to get to the Elite Eight because they have the size, they have the athleticism, they have the guards, they have the wings, they got the big, they got all areas. But the but is that they're going to be dependent on a lot of freshmen. That's where the but is.
Quality freshman?
Yeah,
What do you think?
they're quality. They're definitely quality.
You wanted Laura Sanfai to be a Husky?
Yeah, they definitely got quality. That's one thing I ain't gonna sit there and lie. Say they don't got quality. They got quality of freshmen. But it's also when you have to the former coach there and the offensive system and what they did defensively versus now they're going to a more modern system, tweaking things because the head, the old coach is not there. It's an adjustment, and you seen that adjustment last year. So now, what do you do this year with the talent?
That's the question.
And you in good
So,
shape when
oh,
what I'm
but
saying. I was gonna say, and you in good shape because a lot of their roster, they start with a 6 more than they start with 5. So
I don't know. Like I said, I'm watching them more because I was under the impression like, yo, Nunu, get the hell out of there because I don't know who's coming to play with you, and everybody is so excited about who's coming that I want to see what's happening here.
I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely excited. So we'll see.
All right, beside a lot
Mondo.
hard to be the Stanford education for some people. I'm not with you, Mondo. Outside of Stanford, it's SMU. We talked about them a little bit. Overall, what do you think?
Uh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Because I know what you did in the big. I know what you did in the Big 12, right? I mean, I said, the Big 12. I know what y'all did in the Big 12, but what does it look like now being in the ACC?
And do you think this coach is ready for that?
Um, I think it's a wait and see on her. Now she brought in a lot of transfers. She didn't bring in a lot of freshmen. But Coach Barnes, she got a freshman I really like on her roster. I just want to see if she gonna really use her. And that's Jazzy Gibson. That's the kid that I really like out of the freshman class. That went under. A lot of people don't know her. She's not a household name. I should say that. And I want to see what she's going to do when it's her time when she checks into a game. But being at SMU, that environment and things that Coach Barnes can accomplish, she can accomplish a lot of things down there. I just don't know what year one looks like at right now with what they got. But I will say this: if it was any time to join the ACC, this is the perfect time to join the ACC as a new coach because there's a lot of middle of the pack teams and a lot of lower level teams that you can make an impact fast in ACC.
What should Adia Barnes focus be this first year?
Just try to capture as many wins as possible. That's really it.
What does she need to do to be able to get some recruits in here for going forward?
Just win. The money ain't gonna be no issue. Just win.
Just win is all she got to do. All right.
Just win. It's nothing. It's nothing rocket science that she got to do. She just got to win, right? Because you just have to show like, hey, you can win, but you're able to find a way out of there, right? You don't want to stay there and stay at home. You want to be able to find a way out of there. So as long as you can win, you'll be able to find a way to get out of there. And that's why I think that's what she's going to have her success and how she's going to be able to land recruits. Because if she was at Arizona and was able to land recruits without money, just imagine, what I'm saying, the recruits will get a lot better with money. So from that standpoint alone, you just gotta win and show people that there is a level of growth that they can see. But
So, oh, what?
SMU's about to become a hotbed program for all their sports just because of they moving into the ACC.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving. Outlet the boosters. SMU got money. So overall, where do you got the ACC? How many schools you sending to the? How many schools you sending to the?
Overall, 8 to 9.
8 to 9. Okay, who wins this thing?
So I think there's gonna be a difference like it was last year. I think NC State wins it in the in the ACC tournament, but I think there's probably gonna end up being like a 3-way tie with Stanford, Duke, and NC State.
All right.
With Louisville, Notre Dame coming up, and then Cal. Those will be the next 3 to 4 teams.
Any other surprises you think coming up?
No, I mean that's pretty much a wrap for the ACC. I mean it's a boring conference. Let's just be honest. Will they have some interesting pieces about them? Yeah, but for the most part, it's a boring conference. It's not a lot of really entertaining basketball happening in the conference. So, let me just come on camera and say it's a boring conference. So, you can call it how you want to call it and how you want to see it, but overall, it's not really exciting basketball outside of a couple teams that you're wanting to watch the games. You're wanting to look out. Man, I just want to see that team do because they like to hoop. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really got that feel about a lot of teams in the ACC that like they really hooping. It's gonna be some snoozers. It's gonna be some real snoozers that like, hey, it's just a defensive clinic that's getting put on that both teams just suck because they ain't got nobody that can score. So it's gonna be some real snoozers.
So, ACC, SEC, turning this year. Who do you see them with a chance to win that thing? I think SEC gonna run them to death.
Yeah, I don't have them winning too many games out of that. I'll be honest. Unless, you know what I'm saying, the upper echelon ACC teams are taking the bottom of the barrel SEC teams. Mm-hmm. I don't see it happening.
Well, you heard it here first.
8 to 9 ACC teams make the tournament. You got only 4 teams really vying for the ACC championship this year. Overall, just the overall landscape of basketball in the ACC it's a mid pack, and there's gonna be a lot of real snoozers. A lot of games, real snoozers. Now there's gonna be some interesting games where like, yo, when you turn on that game, it's gonna be like, yo, this is what I want right here. This is the action I like to see. So, a lot
is
of
Hannah Hidalgo ACC Player of the Year this year?
Nah, I don't think she will. I think she'll get love on the first team, but I don't think she's going to be the Player of the Year. That's your hot take.
Have you picked somebody?
Or do you I have not. I have not. But if I had to pick somebody, I'm probably going to go with Fournier from Duke.
So you agree Fournier kind of with a breakout season?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I don't believe she's going
to
be Fournier.
I'm not solely gonna pick her because I got a couple people in mind. I think Zoe from NC State is gonna be in the conversation.
Okay.
I think there's gonna be like 3 or 4 people in a real conversation, and I don't think Hannah's gonna get it.
Do you got somebody that you think is a lock for Defensive Player of the Year?
Potentially, I think Prosper, or am I saying her name? Prosper from Notre Dame. I think she could potentially. I think she's gonna take that Citron role. But the only thing about it is, you know how they vote.
Like her?
No. She's more athletic than Citron is. The only thing about her is that they will give Hannah more votes because she's gonna lead in steals because she's gonna just get, you know what I'm saying? She's just gonna be happy to be in a situation where she's able to get a steal, you know what I'm saying? And more opportunity versus she's not gonna be the primary defender. She's gonna always be the weak side defender that's coming to go help. And so a lot of times they don't really give it to the person that's actually the primary defender and that's actually putting in the work and stopping somebody. They're giving it to somebody that's, the secondary defender in a lot of the situations. Because, like, even last year, when you picked that defensive person of the year out of ACC, it's like, yo, they weren't a primary defender. But that's how it goes. So, come down to the media voting, you know how that media goes when they vote. They don't watch all the goddamn games. So, they look at stats.
Got you. What you got going on for the rest of the day today?
Nothing, man. Just watch some hoops, and then tomorrow back for hot takes and buff. Women's Wednesday, Colorado Women's Wednesday. So man, it's a big day tomorrow.
Big day. Do y'all feel like any of the incoming freshmen went to the wrong program? That's a good question on the way out, Rob. Anybody went to the wrong program?
Not in the ACC, no. Somebody in the ACC, I feel like went to the wrong program. But it's still a wait and see. You know what I'm saying? You find out who got the right coaching staff and who don't. So we'll see. But I don't think nobody did.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all pulling up and rocking with us. I'm late for my next show, so I got to jump off from here so we can get to Poly Sports Tea Time with Political Bill. Rob, the man, media, Mr. Shake My Hand. I appreciate you pulling up. We needed to give y'all this makeup. We got to give y'all this makeup for hot takes, get the ACC finished up. I think next up we got Big Ten coming, but we're not doing Big Ten Wednesday. Wednesday we doing hot takes. We're going to talk WNBA playoffs, standings, and then Friday we'll get back into the breakdowns. If you do not hit the like and the share on the way in, hit the like and share on the way out. Make sure y'all are following on both the platforms. Until next time, y'all know what it is. Stay tuned. Talk soon.